It's your boy like back at it with another YouTube video. And yeah, today we're talking about the movie Baby Driver. And this movie is pretty good. I really enjoy it. It's definitely in my top three favorite movies of all time, or at least currently. It's changing as I watch more movies, obviously. But yeah, I can kind of consider myself kind of in the young stage of movie watching. In terms of just watching uh stuff that's like good movies and all these different things from down history and stuff. But this movie recently came out in 2017. Now, this movie is really good. I enjoy it. And yeah. And with Baby Driver 2 coming out maybe soon, or we got some news that it might be coming out soon, whatever. They're working on screenplay or something. Uh in Slash, I've recently rewatched it as well. Yeah, I was just like, why don't I record it? I mean, sorry, review it. But yeah. So yeah, let's get into this. Edgar Wright, he writes a story about a baby who is a driver who uses his driving skills as a getaway driver for bank robbers, as he tries to kind of flee that kind of lifestyle because he's kind of trapped in it. But yeah, and he has tendonitis. That's what they say in the film, and he listens to a lot of music and stuff. That's just a simple explanation. Um, so yeah, the movie's kind of classified as an action thriller. I kind of classify it as a action, kind of romance, kind of drama, kind of ish thing. Uh, it has some pretty good names as well, actors in the movie, which I think is really cool. The film stars Ansel Elgort. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, but yeah, but he stars as baby in it. Uh, yeah. This film also stars Kevin Spacey, Jamie Foxx, John Hamm, Lily James, and a whole bunch of other different people. But this movie is just top tier. The music is well put in the film. I find it's really interesting. It makes the film even more interesting. Uh, the action is all right. I like it a little bit. I don't classify this as a very action film. It has fight scenes, but they're more not really. It's not really too much a part of the movie. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that. Yeah, the Quirks are pretty well. I find there's a little bit of humor here and there. I mean, I was laughing at Bats, the character Jamie Foxx plays in the movie. Uh, a little bit. I was laughing at some stuff from him. Kevin Spacey kind of made me laugh a little bit. I mean, it's not a comedy, but I had a few laughs here and there. But yeah, I found it super cool. Personally, I don't really watch romances. I've seen a few, but I haven't seen a lot, and I personally don't really like that genre. I'll watch it, but that's about it. But this was pretty good. I mean, like I would say three or a quarter of the movie is about him and his relationship with his, I guess, girlfriend Deborah, which is pretty interesting. Deborah really, Lily James, who plays her really well. um, Kevin Spacey's character, whose name is Doc in the movie, he plays a really interesting character in his character development as well. because his character is very mysterious, so you don't understand really what he's capable of. Apparently, he's like, here's what I thought of him. I thought he was like some kind of man who's in charge of it. That really was just like a businessman. Basically, that's what I thought of him. But it turns out he's even worse, and he's just like some kind of gangster ish kind of person. And in the final moments of the film, he was just going crazy, fighting and stuff, which I thought was really interesting in that aspect. Um, in terms of it being a thriller, it definitely gets down to being a thriller. Um, Especially when the last bank robbery and baby kills bats. Then Darling dies, and Buddy's then going hell raising and trying to kill baby or whatever. Um, yeah, I don't think he's trying to kill him, but whatever. I find that was really thrilling as well because you felt like, oh, what was gonna happen next? Um, which I found really interesting. The music really played a good part in it because you couldn't realize there's mostly music. I think you're really kind of hearing a lot of just what kind of baby's hearing in terms of music and stuff. I think that's really what's happening. Because if you realize most of the scenes are filled with them talking and music kind of playing in the background. So I kind of think you might be hearing kind of what he's hearing in the movie. Uh, but yeah, I don't think it's written from the point of view of that. I think it's more to the end it's kind of written like that. But yeah, you can kind of think of that. I was thinking about that for the movie. I was just wondering there. But yeah, especially actually the ending was really written really well. Um, I was not expecting for Buddy to be the kind of villain at the end of the movie. I wasn't expecting that to happen. If anything, I was expecting Kevin Spacey's character to be the villain, but he ends up being fine after all because he seems to have a little bit of decency there. But yeah, so yeah, that was really interesting in that aspect. John Hamm plays it really well. He plays it like kind of like you're scared of. He's friendly, and then he turns evil, basically, kind of like a scary, funny guy kind of thing, which was really interesting. Same could kind of be said about Bats. I mean, Bats is kind of played like a little bit strange. Yeah. Uh, the ending was really kind of shocking because I think his ears got blown out or whatever or something. He got shot in the ear or whatever. That happened, and yeah, he's kind of deaf, I think. Uh, so yeah, found that pretty interesting. Yeah, Ansel Elgort really played it well. I think he played the role really extremely well because he plays. You kind of feel the emotions of the character without. A lot of the movie, he doesn't really talk too much. I mean, he talks, but he talks not a lot. I mean, especially in criminal parts and stuff, he's not really talking. Most of what he's saying is no or whatever, or I'll join, or I don't know, something along those lines. Or he's talking to Deborah, which is different. But most of the time, you probably hear more music, words and music in the movie than you hear lines from him. Um, that's just something I found really strange. Uh, Other than that, the dialogue was really well done. I like the ending battle. The ending thing was really well done, especially lines by Baby, as I just said. The dialogue was really well done. John Hamm's dialogue. Kevin Spacey's was really well done. Uh, yeah. So we talked about dialogue, action sequences. Yeah. Personally, I would rate this movie a 10 out of 10 any day. I would watch this literally. I've watched this about 20 times maybe. I recently only first discovered this movie like in 2020 or early 2020. And I watched it about 20 times. Maybe even more than that. I could probably watch this movie a lot. I really enjoy it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.